So one of the biggest things about this game is that it's told in the story of, or not in the story of, it's told through Native Alaskan storytellers who talk about the myth of the little girl as you go through the story. There's no dialogue apart from what the storyteller says, and it's all very much told as in like the little girl did this, the man said that kind of way. Those are also tied into the game by, as you walk along here, as you'll see when we play the game actually. Oh, here we go. See what happens.
Sila taane Nuna kengata inyohuluk kasuak. Inyohulum tautu kameo nutkakawa. Agalaan ni veak siagarualuk sa perinaksimaro. Kinnalif sapiak tautu kameo kilamitaun.
So,
Tapura ivaktane tautu kay.
So the little girl was out looking for food. And she came back and this man destroyed her village. She is now trying to escape him. Oh no, she was trying to find him to get her people back. Little girl, so you have the little girl and the fox you can swap between. For example, now I'm playing as the fox. Some by pressing shift. You run. They can do different things. The little girl can throw her bowler to break things and can also pull blocks, whereas the fox can run up walls and drop ropes. Very teamwork, organised thing there between the two. Very good game for two players to play together. I'm gonna jump off the edge there. So that's the bad guy. And now they're in trouble. Now they're trapped on a...
Annap khaslik kalwaktuk. Agalaan igilauning sikakanaksisinyaktuk.
So now we'll move on to... And that there was the storyteller telling the story.
Malagone ovulugone uishaublutik.
It's a long time without food for a little girl. And the fox is adorable. So that's what I mean by having insights. So you press that there takes you to these things, which are the insights, which are parts of story or parts of video that tell you about the Native Alaskan Inuit culture. The Nasruk, I believe, are what this myth is relevant to. The game does have control issues. The weird way that you fire the bowler is that you hold it to the left and then you flick it to the right. I understand the idea behind it and the reason for doing that, but it doesn't quite feel right. It's a kind of a nuisance to use. The stick feels not tight enough. You know, it feels very... It feels... How am I going to go over that? The way the stick controls feels very loose and not tight at all. It feels very odd for a platform. It's not a precision platform like Super Meat Boy is, but it does feel like it could be tightened up. Make it easier to play. Especially seeing as the game is about conveying the story, you don't want to have those hang-ups of bats on controlling badly as you go. You don't want to be hindered by the controls, I think is what I'm trying to say. It has other issues, which hopefully I can pinpoint in this video. I'm only going to do the one level, because I think it's a game that is very worth seeing the storyline for. One chapter. Can I jump that? Guess we'll find out. Yep. Oh god, that scared me. So, we've actually fought a polar bear before. The fox rescues the girl from a polar bear in the very beginning. Where those white things are spirits. The fox appears during when a polar bear is chasing the girl and jumps in front of it to distract it from her while they run. Oh no. Of course, now that happens. And we're on top of the... See, so we're on top of the spirits, which is pretty cool. That definitely made me jump that bit there with the polar bear appearing out of nowhere. This is really the only challenging part of the game I've seen so far, which is running away from enemies. But you've already seen me do that twice in this video. We've had that happen 3 times.
Pinatitaaviitsoq kaakame nanoq nikatjalaitsoq
The sound design and the art style in this game are definitely and the story are definitely the high points of the game. Gameplay is the weak point. This is not a game to play if you're looking for a good gameplay experience. At least not by yourself. It does have 2-player... No! No. And this is where we can highlight one of the biggest issues I have with the game. It's definitely a game designed to be played with 2 people. Because of the way that the other... Oh, no. The ragdolls could definitely be better at the end. See? The fox just jumped into the water there. I had nothing to do with that. I controlled the girl, and he just jumped on in. That's twice he's done that now. And that's one of the biggest issues. The game feels like it relies on having 2 players. So you only have the one, then it feels very... See, I had to swap over. I shouldn't have had to do that. The AI for the other character is incredibly weak. The game suffers because of it. It gets frustrating, especially when it's causing me to fail levels, like it just did me there. Something that should definitely be patched up. I want to see what that fox up there is. Oh, not fox, ow. So little... The death animation could definitely be tighter as well. And so, you see where I hit upon the crux of the issue with this game. It's not a well-made one. The story is good, and the art design is good, and the sound design is good. But the gameplay is not there. Right now I'm actually fighting the game to do a puzzle, which shouldn't be that difficult to do in my opinion. This puzzle looks like it's a very simple jumping puzzle. But just simply because of the way that the AI is handled, I can't finish it because I'm actually fighting with the way the game controls to get there. It's a real It's a real pain. See, right there. There's no reason that should be happening. Ever in a game. The game shouldn't be killing me just because of a... You see the issue here? And then there's the other issue. Little girl won't follow me at all when I'm on the box. There. So I have to swap over to her. Walk over here, turn into the fox. It's an AI issue. However, it's an AI issue that is inexcusable in a game like this. You don't see it happening in other games where you control two characters. And, you know, it's honestly, I hate to say it, but it's honestly, it's just bad game design. There. You shouldn't be making me have to You can make me babysit two characters, but you shouldn't be making me lose because one character is deciding to jump into something that will kill it. If that makes sense. I don't want to be. Ever.
Tapko tikisakak nannupsitranga. Asi piyumagilipiksuarak tikisaktok.
As you see here, this will be a puzzle that might be fun to experience. So I obviously need to come down here. It's another thing, like the bowler is really hard to aim because you don't have a... You have to just guess. And it is very endearing, like to seeing the little girl working with the bear working with the fox to... So what happened there? I guess the bear wasn't able to... I hate to say it, but this is a game that definitely needs, or needed, a lot more polish before it came out. There's stuff here that feels amateur. Well, not amateur. It feels like it could have been solved with a little bit of QA, you know? Issues should have been fixed in testing, really. So I have no idea what triggered him into attacking. The wall there. Ah. Okay. So again, this was like a bit that I would want to do with two players because it makes it so I don't have to babysit the two of them. And I could have me on this character and then my friend on the other. Why? Okay, I was going to say why did it take me back to the beginning of the fight, but I guess it didn't. It just seemed... Definitely some issues here. And it all comes down to the tightness of the controls and the way the AI has been designed. It's all very weak in parts. Very much designed for
Tabra
a single player.
annakkaluaqtuk aglaan ilitsuqiluk qanuqipiaqtilaangan nunam atimigini.
Is it a whale? It's a whale.
Niveaqsiaqalualugulu tiriganniaqalu imaaqtuk. Aasi taqium angalat qarsivillugik. Taqium igukkaik qairusunginun puktaaqpaum araaqanuhutik taimma ipingitpak.
So there we go. That's in that chapter. They have... So now we can swim. And this is another thing that I have problems with in games, that I couldn't go into the water at all, but now I can go into the water just cause. Oh, but look at the fox's little doggy paddle. Okay, I can forgive it because of that. He's so cute. Alright, so I'm guessing we want to go this way. The issues I have with this game are all very gameplay related. I'm not hugely bothered by the inability to play by having the controls be a little floaty, by having the ammo thing, but I am worried by the issue that I can constantly be dying because of the game itself. It's very anti-fun to me, that mechanic of, hey, let's make the player, or let's make it so that the game can actively hurt the player's experience. And that is, in my opinion, bad game design. That's gonna let some water out, isn't it? Yep. Here we go. See, I don't know. It's definitely a fascinating game if you are interested in other cultures, for sure. But it's so not a game I can recommend to play just for fun. At least not as a single player experience. If you're playing with two players, maybe. But then you don't have... In fact, with two players I can recommend it because you don't have the annoyances that I've been having with having to worry about defending the other players. You don't have the tedium of having to babysit them. Which, sorry, is one of the biggest issues I have with the game. Is how much babysitting I have to do. How much swapping back and forth. How many times I died on that small section there that I showed you. And that's only a small section of the game. That's the one chapter. It has major issues with that part of the game. But with that said, I don't want people to miss it because it is a beautiful game. The folktale and the interest that I have in storytales, that's not a word, in other cultures is very much bettered by this game. I've learned a lot from it. But it's not a game that I can recommend buying just for the gameplay experience in the least. Actually, like right now, I'm just trying to jump off that rock, and it was refusing to do so. I don't know how to describe how just silly that is. the game has its issues. Absolutely. And it's one that I would recommend not playing alone. Which is weirdly poignant because the game's called Never Alone. Maybe that's what I doubt it's this way because the issues are mechanical. Maybe that's what they're trying to say by making it play this way, that you shouldn't be playing this alone. Like, nobody's alone, maybe. Although, I find that doubtful. I'm gonna jump from him. I don't know. I think if you have the willpower to play a game that doesn't play very well and you want to experience a good story, then do so. However, I honestly can't endorse buying this game right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish this level, I don't think. It's broken. It doesn't play very well for a single player, and it might play better for a two-player experience, but I don't feel confident saying that it does. If you do want to play it, it's available for $10.79 on Steam right now, and it's made by United. I knew it. I had it up. I just saw it. It's made by Upper One Games, and and I mean the story's beautiful. The folktale is lovely, but I don't think it's worth paying the $10.79 to see. At least not in game form. You can. That's my final verdict. Is don't play it if you're not a. If you're in it just for the story. If you're looking for something for gameplay, don't play it. Because the gameplay's not that. It feels very floaty and it doesn't work as it should. Now I've said that. If you do want an interesting story, you want to learn about the culture, then it might be worth slogging through because it is very interesting. My name's James. Thank you very much for watching the video. This is Indie Investigations. It accompanies another podcast which I do with games developers called the Indie Investigations Podcast. I do really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button and please retweet and tell your friends. I do really appreciate all the support. And follow me on Twitter at Iyagovos. It means a lot to me. Alright, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.